If these characters have 0 haters, that means I no longer exist, okay? Because the way I cannot stand these characters, but I very much love these books. And I want to talk about them today. So let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to Chocolate Covered Pages. I'm Kiona, and in today's video we are going to be talking about 6 books that I love with characters that I absolutely hate. I thought it was fitting that I wear a little bit of green today because, you know, hater vibes. So here we are. Let's talk about someone that is probably on my most recently hate list, and that's definitely going to be Dante from King of Ashes by SA Cosby. Y'all, Dante was just... yeah, I wanted to strangle Dante multiple times throughout. Yeah, just a lot of violence I was filled with when, you know, I saw his name on the page. So let me just tell you what this book is about. So this book is about a guy named Roman, who's Dante's older brother. He's the oldest, actually, out of the 3 siblings. There's Roman, there's a sister who I believe her name is Nevaeh, and then there's the youngest, who is Dante. So Roman has moved away from home. He is doing his thing. I don't know what city he's living in, but he's doing his thing, you know. He got his clients, he's making money, he's doing well for himself. And then one day he gets a call that he needs to come back home because his father has been in an accident. I believe his father's in a coma, and so he rushes back home only to find out that all of this stuff is connected to his younger brother, and he has to somehow find a way to clean up his younger brother's mess. His younger brother as in Dante, okay? The thorn in my side, okay? I just found Dante to just be a typical youngest sibling. And if you are the youngest sibling, don't be offended. don't be offended, but like, y'all be wildin'. Y'all be just doing stuff. You know those people who they just be doing stuff because they just have a feeling that somebody's gonna come clean it up. That was Dante. That is what was going on with Dante. And yeah, I was like, yo, this dude right now, it's like it's like Roman told him multiple times, like, yo, I got a plan, let me handle it, let me try to fix this, you know, it's a bad situation, but I'm gonna try to do what I can do. Dante just could not sit tight. He just could not sit tight, you know, even though and then what really got me, right? This is what got me. What really got me hype about this, about Dante, is the fact that you made all this mess, and then you have the nerve to be indignant. Like, you just indignant, like you really got a leg to stand on, like that. Like, that's what was killing me. I was just like, you know, this is typical. Like, this is absolutely typical. Yeah, call himself, you know, bucking up to Roman at times, and it's like, Dante, you gotta stop. You really gotta stop. So yes, I could not stand Dante in this book, and I think that there's a few other people that feel exactly the same way I do, because I've seen multiple people talk about how much they could not stand Dante So we probably need like a support group or something. That's what I think, because you know, he did multiple things in this book that he really needed some hands and feet put on him for that, you know, because he was really just a dodo bird. No, seriously, a freaking dodo bird. And we also have another character that I hated. Now, you see, it's a little bit different in King of Ashes because Dante wasn't exactly the main character. Dante was like a minor character, right? We were mostly following Roman. But this is the main character in this book, and I could not stand her. But I just continue reading because this author just knew how to tell a story, and that's absolutely Brooklyn, from Brooklyn, by Tracy Brown. Rest in peace to Tracy Brown. This is the last gift that she gave us before she passed away. And it took me a while to read it because I was trying to savor it. But I just couldn't wait any longer. And oh my goodness. This book is about a girl named Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is she just can't do right. She just can't do right. Like, a whole path could be laid out for Brooklyn to where it's like, if you go this route, you're going to have a pretty decent life. You're going to be making money. You're going to be, you're going to be that girl. Or you could do this other route where you just really make things hard for yourself. And she decides to take the other route. And it's just like, you just like chaos, is what I decided after finishing this book. You like chaos. You like the drama. You do it for the plot. And then that's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. Even at times where I was like, you know what, maybe I've been too hard on Brooklyn. But no. No. Every time you think that maybe, you just making stuff up about her. Maybe she's not so bad. No, then she go and do something else. And it's like, Brooklyn, it's just never enough with you. Like, it's just never enough. Granted, Brooklyn had some terrible things happen to her when she was a young girl, which obviously plays a part into how she behaves as an adult. She carries that with her. But it's certain stuff that is just like, it's no excuse. Like, it's just no excuse for some of this, like a lot of the stuff that went on. I'm sorry, not some. A lot of the stuff that went on in this book, there was literally no excuse. You did it because you wanted to do it. You did it because you just wanted to see how things would shake out. Like, I don't understand it. And what's interesting is, and this is not a spoiler because it's at the back of the book, but at the very, very beginning of this book, we find out that Brooklyn is dead. Okay? Someone has killed her. And that's pretty much like the prologue. And then you start reading the book and you're like, oh my God, why did somebody kill this girl? And then you see the things that she has done, like just the turmoil that she has been spreading around. And you say to yourself, well, it could be anybody. It literally could have been anybody with the amount of people that she screws over in this book. So, yeah, I found her to be just so... I think the biggest word for me when I think of Brooklyn is just selfish. Like, just selfish. Out for self completely. She didn't care who she had to screw over. She just didn't care. She was just like, I want to do this, so I'm going to do this. And I didn't realize that she was going to be like that when I went into this book. I thought she was going to be more on some, like, bossy, type of stuff. No. No, no, no. Oh my gosh. But a very good book. A very, very good book. That is one thing that Tracy Brown could always do, and that is write a story. I guarantee you pick up this book, you will have a hard time stopping, because it's just that interesting. You just want to know kind of what's she gonna do next? Like, what's next, Brooklyn? You know? Okay. When I say I hate this character, I don't like hate. But like, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. And this is another character where he is the main character. And I didn't start off hating this man. I did not start off hating this man. I began hating him. Like, after a while, I was like, you know, you just be doing stuff. You know? Okay, so that has to be Tal Solarin from The Fires of Vengeance. This is actually book 2. Book 1 is The Rage of Dragons. Tal is a character that, I mean, you see the name of this book 2. It's The Fires of Vengeance. And what this entire series is a story of vengeance, okay? And Tal is completely blinded by that. He's another person that is very much out for self. And it's because he cannot, like, he's in a blind rage, you know, when it comes to wanting to get revenge. He don't care about nothing else. He don't care about nobody else. Well, he kind of care about somebody else, but, you know. But not as much as he cares about getting revenge. Okay, he wants revenge so bad, he'll go wherever he needs to go in order to get that revenge. Now, I won't spoil it and say where he goes, but he goes someplace to make sure that he is equipped for that revenge that he seeks. And I just found him to be a bit arrogant, definitely selfish, and he also just didn't make a lot of good decisions. And I also found him to be very like rigid. You know, there was a few times in this book where people tried to, well, in this series, where good people were trying to be good to him, and he was just kind of, you know, very rigid, you know. And obviously I know why. It's because of everything that happened to him, you know, when he was younger, and the reason for him trying to get revenge in the first place, you know, is you know, things have happened. So when things happen, they change your outlook on life. They change your outlook on people, and it makes you question everything pretty much. So I get that, but that don't mean I gotta like it. Cause I was just like, Tal, like, chill. You know, like, this is a good person. Like, let this person be good to you. But yeah, he was very much like an icebox, and it takes him a while to just kind of melt a little and, you know, get a little bit more comfortable, because he don't trust people. You know, he don't trust people. But again, I think my biggest issue with Tal is the fact that he just, like, he didn't care about anything else other than getting revenge. Like, he just had blinders on, you know. And I think that affected a lot of his relationships with other people in this book series. But yes, this is a fantasy series, if you haven't figured that out already. I love this series so much. I really would love it if I knew when book 3 was coming out, but I don't know. So, and it's been some time. Like, this came out in 2020. So, I know, very, very sad. And here we are in 2026, and I don't know when that 3rd book is coming out, and I wish I knew. But we shall wait. And you know, if Evan Winter wants to give us a whole other, you know, thing, we'll take it. Like, at this point, just give us whatever you got, Evan. We just want it. Okay, and another one we have is Detective Callan Jones from The Perfect Sister by Desiree. I really enjoyed this series for the most part. Now, this series is about a cult of black women, which is very interesting. The premise of the entire series is very interesting. Right now there's 2 books in the series. I think I heard some rumblings about a 3rd book coming out in the series, but for now we only have 2 books, and we have a very he's not a main character by any means. He's kind of a minor character. He dips in and out, but Detective Callan, like, I had enough of you. I had enough of Detective Callan. I was about to say a boy, because he act like a boy. This is a man that, okay, so let me rewind, okay? So in this cult, right, they have these women that they're having babies and stuff. So it's like, they Handmaid's Tale, right? They're having babies. But when they have the babies, if the baby is a boy, they have to give them away, like for adoption. The only way that they could keep their kid is if the kid is a girl, because they only want women and girls in this community. Everybody has a job. There's different, areas that they could get in. They have like a whole system here. They're growing their own food. Like, they have an entire community, an entire self-sustainable community over here of just black women and girls. Now, Detective Callan finds out that he was born in this community to one of the women, and that he was given away for adoption. So he now spends the rest of his life trying to take this cult down, because he is angry. He's out for revenge, because it's very much like, how dare this woman give me up? I then had to, I don't remember his full-on life story as to what happened to him after he was adopted, but yes, he ends up being adopted, and that just infuriates him. He's not even interested so much as who is the woman. He's more interested in the fact of, I want to take this community down. I want to take this down. He is angry at the thought of this mother that has given him away, because he feels like, you just let them take me. You didn't want me. You just let them take me. And he carries this anger throughout the series. And it's just kind of like, dude. Taking it out on the cult members that he has come in contact with, being extremely rude, being extremely nasty. And I won't spoil it, but I don't like the way things unfold with him. I will say that, because I don't think he's worthy of some of the things that unfold. I just felt like some of it wasn't connected to his trauma, with him being adopted. I just think that some of it just came off as him just being a nasty person. Just rude and nasty. Just rude and nasty to people for no reason. To people that had nothing to do with his situation, with why he was put up for adoption. They not the mom. They just existing. They just existing. They done came up in the community. They're an innocent bystander. And this guy just had just this nastiness about him. I was just reading it, just like, get this man off my page. That's how I was feeling. But I also thought that maybe he was gonna have some type of redemption arc, and I think that Desiree tried to make it, but yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. I'm sorry, I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it. I was just not buying it. Like, nah. He was so nasty and so rude. And another book I want to talk about is Eileen from Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. Now, this is the only Ottessa Moshfegh that I have read, and this is not even her most popular one. Her most popular book is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. That's the book that everybody has always talked about, and for some reason Eileen just called to me, so I ended up reading that one. And let me just say, it's a good book. Like, it's a good book. It has like a little mystery to it. I just found Eileen, and this is someone that I really lean more on the can't stand and more on the like I'm fully disgusted by you, other than I hate you. Okay, if that makes sense. But like, Eileen is she's honestly one of the nastiest characters I ever met in my life. Like, just nasty. I don't mean like nasty, like she do nasty stuff. Like nasty stuff, like digging in places and then smelling her finger. Like that type of stuff is just nasty. Like disgusting. You know? But the book was good. The book was good. Everything that was going on in the book was just like, oh, okay. I didn't see that. It was very much like a book full of things that I didn't see coming. I obviously did not have a lot of expectation for this book at all because I never read this author. It's not her most popular book, but I enjoyed it. I really did. And honestly, I really need to read her popular one because, you know, clearly she know what she doing. And last but not least, we have Noor from Needful Noir by Takerra Allen. And some people may be surprised about this one, but for me, I literally, this is a very long book. When I tell you, this is probably one of the longest books I have ever read. This book is like 900 and something pages. Heavy. This book is so heavy that it's like, it's in 2 parts. It's literally in 2 parts. But if you get the ebook version, you get like the whole shebang. And I read the whole shebang with my eyeballs, so shout outs to me. Okay, but this is how you know that it was a very, very good book. I went up and down with my feelings about Noor. One minute I feel bad for her, and then I started feeling like, you know, I don't think I really like her. I don't think I really like her. And then feeling like, oh, you being too hard on her. Stop judging her. She's had a hard life. And then to, I really don't like her. So I think that that's how you know that the author is doing their thing, when they can make you have such strong feelings about these characters. And I would think that that's what these authors want, you know, because I just find it odd when certain authors get upset that we don't love a character that they wrote about. And it's like, I'm sorry that you wrote him thinking we was going to love the character and we actually don't like him at all. But like, what's the problem? We still talking about it. I think as long as we're still talking about this character, it should be all good. I don't know why some people get any feelings. It makes no sense to me. But what do I know? I'm just a reader. But I really enjoyed this book. This was my first Takerra Allen, and I said, oh, I need more. More. Takerra Allen. Okay, big Takerra. Okay, because that's when I realized that this woman could write. Let me read some more. And I went on to read multiple Takerra Allen books after that, because it was a gamble. You know, it's a gamble when you pick up an author that you never read before, and the book is 900 pages. I have spent a long time with you. You know, that is a lot of my time that I've spent with you, and I don't even know you like that. But I'm just so glad that it paid off. No matter how I felt about Noor in the end. And it's so funny because when I went to this event that was held last summer called Behind the Pen, I was online waiting for Takerra Ellen. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was such a long line. Chaotic and long. But while we were online, somebody ended up bringing up Noor. And we have a few people on the line that's like, oh, she did what she had to do. She did what... And I was just like, yeah, no. I don't like what she did. I don't. So it was just like a little bit of discourse on the line. It was friendly, of course, but it was just funny because I was just thinking like, here we are on the line to meet the author and we're still talking about this character. We still got her name in our mouths. Okay, so clearly, you know, Noor must be that girl, you know? But yeah, that was just funny. It's a little less hate. I just think that what Noor represents bugs me, I think. Yeah. And I can't elaborate. I'm sorry, because then I'd be spoiling a 900 something page book for you, and I don't want to do that. Because y'all should just read it, because it's, you know, it's good. But anyway, that's the last book I wanted to talk to y'all about. And what I do want to know is, if you're a hater just like me, please let me know down in the comments. Did you also hate these characters? Are there other characters that you hate in books, but you actually love the book? That's what I want to hear. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hype it up so other people can come across it. Subscribe if you have not already for more bookish content like this. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.